Hello YouTube. So what I wanted to show today is a small laser machine I actually bought off of AliExpress, and I modified it to sort of be useful as a much more expensive machine for labeling things on the go. So I just wanted to show you what I modified about it and sort of how I use it or what I use it for. It's mostly for labeling tools and toolboxes, that kind of stuff. Um, with the AliExpress discounts, it was about 900 bucks, so it's not that expensive. But it has a fiber laser, so can mark metals, which is a good thing. Very basic models don't tend to have that. So here we have the laser machine, and as you can see, I basically modified it. I removed the mounting plate as it was because the mount was standing on top of the machine like this, and I replaced the top with a thin aluminum plate. So I'll just remove it, and I'm grabbing a ES121 screwdriver here, which is sort of a small screwdriver where I modified the firmware for. I'm actually getting more questions about that lately, so I'll put the link in the description for the custom firmware I use. Um, yeah, here we're removing the top cover and gonna see what's inside. I modified this thing to run off of Makita batteries, so on the front you see the Makita battery holder. So let's just quickly unscrew the top. Sort of the boring part of the video. And then we can see what's inside of here. And as you can see, having an automatic screwdriver sort of helps with doing this. The S121 does lack torque for these slightly bigger screws. So. Now after removing the top cover, you can see the inside, and this is the Max Fiber laser source. So this is actually a good brand pulsed fiber laser. And below that you sort of see the control electronics and the battery holder. So in there is the 24 volt conversion, and then out of that 24 volt we make 5 volt and plus and minus 15 volt for the galvo head. Plus and minus is just so it can easily control it. This was the old power supply that used to have all those voltages, and we just replaced it with these components from AliExpress so that we can run it off of a battery. So it's not only smaller inside, it's also battery powered now. So here you can sort of see it running from the battery. You can see the focus point on the tabletop there. So yeah, that's sort of the inside. We'll get it back together, and then I'll show you another small modification I made. So the next small modification is pretty much a modification of the laser head, and what I did there was I added some tape basically to cover up the air gap that was there because I want to be able to use it in a dusty environment. Okay, so this is our easy cap. This came with the laser. Here we have the laser with the Makita battery installed. And here you can see it sort of pointing out where it's gonna burn the image. So I've just used a small piece of duct tape to hold this steady. And here you sort of see the advantage over the handheld engravers. Because handheld engravers, you just do not have as much of a stable base as this thing. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mark this, and we're gonna mark it as miscellaneous trash, because it's a trash bin. So let's just run that. It's only a 20-watt marking machine, but it's a pulsed fiber laser, so it can mark metals like aluminum, or just steel in this case, very well. And it can do deep markings on things like aluminum. So it has a pretty good advantage over anything in its price range. So that's sort of how it marks and how it works. As I said, pretty simple conversion. So we had a 15-volt supply plus and minus, which actually drives the galvo head. We had a 5-volt for the logic inside, and we had a 24-volt, which is a 10 amp supply for the laser inside. 10 amps is sort of overkill. You only need 5 or 6, but we have it, so that's how I put it together. Um, so yeah, this is my interpretation of a portable labeling machine.